Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another star-studded episode of the NFC Beast. I just want to remind everybody before we get started, there is only one, and I mean one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six. There's only one division that all the teams in that division have won, not one, but two Super Bowls minimum. And that would be the NFC East. So until your division can match that, miss us, all of us, and the other fans of the division with the hogwash, poppycock, and bullcrap that your division is one of the best. So, with that being said, welcome to another episode of NFC Beast. This is your boy, Cool McCain. I am joined on this side by Mr. Sam Shady, my fellow Eagles brethren. What's going on, Sam?
Another great night to talk some NFC East football.
Absolutely. Right below Sam, coming around clockwise, we've got a Big Flo, our resident Dallas Cowboys fan. I know he has a couple of things to say to me and Sam, and he's deserved that. His team has proven that they can do their thing. And hey, to the
I don't know if you've ever seen Monty Python, but we're not dead yet.
I've seen Monty Python. Okay. And then below us, another team that has put an L in our record this year, the New York Giants. My man Scrub Zero. What's up, Scrub?
We here. We gonna get after it.
We here.
LOX.
So I'm still looking for my team, but we'll get to that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and dig into things here. And you know how we do. NFL.com. They gives us the order. We use that. We're gonna go back to Sunday, November 23rd, the day after my birthday. So there's that. But we'll start with the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. Detroit went ahead and got a 34-27 win over the New York Giants. I thought, real quick from me, I thought that the Giants actually played rather decent, right? New York has some issues, but they went out, they played a good game of football. They threw the ball, they opened it up a little bit. They didn't quite get a job done. But it's a game they were in. And I think we were talking about last year, Scrub was saying, like, I at least want to be in games, right? So this is at least one that the team was in. I'm not saying that they won and Scrub's going to be happy about it, but at least they were in the game. And, that's progress. Sam, would you like to have any thoughts on that Giants-Lions game?
I thought it was an admirable performance from the Giants. I mean, honestly, all season long, it's been kind of tough for them. They've been in games, but not really winning them. And this was another game that they probably should have won, if not for a couple mistakes throughout the game. But great game overall by the team, and Jameis Winston, I thought did a great job filling as a starter. A lot of things to like about the Giants. I mean, I know it's not really materializing this season, but I expect them to be a good season or a good team in future years. Jackson Dart looks really promising this season, so Scrub, I think you got some hope for the future, buddy.
And this was the 30 for 30 game, Jameis Winston, right? Scrub, yeah.
Jameis played.
Scrub said, yeah, Jameis played. Very subdued. Flo, any thoughts?
We're talking about the Giants-Lions game, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually thought they might win that game. I just thought, it just felt like one of those that Lions might have a little bit of a letdown. And they came close, as they have throughout the year. I mean, Scrub knows. So, I think, like you said, there's some hope for the future. I don't know that I believe in Dart quite yet, but we'll see. I mean, he can definitely move around a little bit, but I don't know if he's the guy just yet. Give him a whole season next year. Probably by mid-season next year, I feel like we'll know a lot more about who he is as a quarterback. And then, of course, it's all going to depend on who they get as a coach. So that's going to be a lot. And I think for a young quarterback, they should probably go offensive. But that's just my opinion. But I think there's some hope for the future. Giants have been in most games up until the fourth quarter. But the fourth quarter bug always gets them. Seems like in most of these games. But it is what it is. I think they have enough talent to be a good team. It's just they don't have quite. They're not quite there in several. They have several holes. That's why I think the fourth quarter kind of falls apart because they just don't have enough to patch up the holes that they have. And so by the fourth quarter, it's just things happen and they end up falling short.
Makes sense. Scrub, your thoughts on your game, sir?
Jameis played a good game. I thought he did a good job of controlling the offense, getting the ball out. Also, what's his numbers? He threw 2 TDs, caught a TD as well.
Yeah,
Just kind of crazy.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, that was crazy. I love me some Jameis Winston.
I do. And the interviews.
I love me some Jameis Winston.
Oh,
I wish we could
He's
just
a fun guy.
Jameis, like do interviews for every team. That would be great.
Yeah,
he definitely makes things interesting.
Great. He's gonna have a great career after.
Yes.
Some broadcast team.
Yes.
He's gonna be great.
I don't care if he's doing Tampa Bay versus the Panthers.
It don't matter.
I'm gonna watch just so I can hear Jameis Winston.
He needs, you know the perfect place for him to be on the sidelines. Be down there on the sidelines.
Yeah,
that would be a perfect spot for him.
Like how Tony Saragusa did it, got rested soul. Like he would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But if you had him call like the Sunday night game,
no, don't have him call game.
That would be hilarious. Like he would be your color guy.
I don't know if
he wouldn't be your call guy. He would be like your color guy.
Not call game. He would be the color guy.
Yeah,
but like it sounds. I just don't know. I don't know.
Man.
The TV stations are ready for all that.
Yeah, I don't think they're ready for Jameis Winston.
He would have to do Thursday night on Amazon somewhere where
he had 306 yards.
Back to the game. There are things the Giants did well. Their first half, I thought they did a great job of getting up and down the field. They kind of slowed down the second half, although they did have the touchdown drive. I didn't agree with going for it on fourth down only because of how the plays ended up going. That third down ended up losing yards. Instead of 4th and goal, to end up being 4th and 6. And so it's like, I know defense has been bad, but the chances of you converting a 4th and goal from the 6 compared to the 2 is night and day. Be that as it may, defense still, they're not getting the job done. I think this team has an issue. I think it's a structural issue. They don't have no structure. They don't have an identity. Okay. Who do they want to be? I don't know. Offensively, they look like they have an identity, at least with Jameis, but defense, they miss too many tackles. They don't get off of blocks. The coverage is very more missed than hit. You saw what happened in overtime. Jahmyr Gibbs' first play, touchdown. And how you have Dexter Lawrence on the sideline in that situation doesn't make any sense to me. That was the final straw. That's the last time we ever saw Shane Bowen coach because he got fired after that game. But I think, Flo, I know you said offensive guy would be good for Dart, but the team needs a head coach that has some structure because this ain't it, dog. I know what Giants football is supposed to be. We ain't had Giants football since Tom Coughlin. And, we had the 1 year with Dable getting to the playoffs, but that's the one Giants football. And until we get back to that, it's going to be – we just going to keep coming up short. It's going to look like it will either be in a game and then fade in the fourth quarter, or we're going to get run off the field and don't even belong on the board.
That's tough either way. Hey.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go in order. The next game would be the Philadelphia Eagles choking away the game to the Dallas Cowboys. So I'll go first. Sam, you and Flo, whoever wants to go last can go last. I'll go first, and then Scrub can go, and then whichever one of you guys want to go. Credit to the Dallas Cowboys. They got down by 21 points, really a few minutes into the second quarter, and then after that, a combination of the Eagles decided that they had done enough, and they were just going to lean on the defense and not try to score a field goal or any points after that point. And then Dallas saying, hey, we're going to get back into this game and showing a lot of grit and getting back to the game. They beat us, and honestly, we deserve to lose. They played better after the 12-minute mark in the second quarter. After that point, offensively, we did nothing. And in the end of the game, got a chance to at least, get do something, and our quarterback holds onto the ball and gets sacked on the fourth down play. That's how you lose games. Kudos to the Cowboys. They came to play. They needed it. Flo said in the chat, we needed it more than y'all, and they played like they needed it more than us after that 12-minute mark in the second quarter. You don't win a game at the 12-minute mark in the second quarter. And the only coach that thinks you win a game at 12 minutes in the second quarter is Nicholas John Sirianni. Scrub, your thoughts, sir?
Listen, I ain't never see a team win the game in the second quarter, but I've seen a lot of teams lose in the second quarter. So, it wasn't over yet. The Cowboys ain't roll over and play dead.
They did not.
You know what the worst part? I don't even know if this is really the worst part, but there's a lot of bad things, particularly not getting anything offensively, but that fourth quarter, Saquon fumbles. Y'all driving, you get an opportunity to at least kick a field goal, but Saquon fumbles the ball, so miss out on points there. Eagles get stopped. All right, cool. Then the punt. And what's dude's name? He was on the Jet. I forget. Gibson, yeah, former Jet. Mm-hmm. That was another mistake, picking up a dang on former Jet. They cut him for a reason.
They cut him for the same thing.
Exactly. He fumbles. Now ball on the goal line. Get a stop there. So you're like, all right. Defense is holding up. Can the offense at least just... And actually, after that, y'all started moving the ball a little bit. 2-minute warning come up. 3rd and 2. Jalen Hurts takes a sack. And I need the offensive line to do a better job. I also need Jalen Hurts to understand it's 3rd and 2. It's a catch-22 because you don't want the clock to stop for incompletion and give the Cowboys a bunch of time to go down the field. At the same time, you can't take a sack in that situation because that's field position. Then the punt happens, and then personal foul penalty, got pushed back, had to punt again. So it was better starting field position for the Cowboys. So and then kick the field goal and win it. We've lamented this all season. The Eagles can't. And it's crazy because they start off the game scoring. It's like, all right, maybe they finally figured it out. You're not necessarily thinking, okay, they're going to score in every possession, but you're thinking, all right, 21 points early. All right, you could get 2-3 more scoring possessions. Looking at 30, they could get to 30, be good. Man, the offensive coordinator need to go, dog. I think between him and there's another guy, but I'll get to him when we talk about the following week's game.
Man, as much as I want to sit here and just rant and rave, I mean, we got outscored from the second quarter on. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, we couldn't put it in the end zone even once. We couldn't even kick a field goal for 2 straight quarters. We allowed the Cowboys to score 24 unanswered points. And as Scrub mentioned a moment ago, we had the Cowboys had back-to-back turnovers and the defense stopped them. And yet somehow we still found a way to lose the game. So this was honestly my jaw about hit the floor when the Cowboys won the game, because it just was so unbelievable. Not that the Cowboys won, but that we had botched it that badly, because there's really no reason that in hell that we should have not scored any points after the second quarter. It wasn't like the Cowboys were necessarily like stopping everything we were doing. It just seemed like we kept shooting ourselves in the foot in the most critical times, and it came back to bite us and gave us the loss. So, I mean, you know, kind of watching this game unfold, it was, and in the back of my mind thinking, hey, at this point we're 8-1. It's just, it was nuts to think that's how that game unfolded. So kudos to the Cowboys. They played the better game. They stayed in it. And, you know, like Scrub said, they were not willing to quit, and that paid off for them. The Eagles, however, just didn't seem like they wanted to win this week. So kind of is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I just want to say great birthday present, Eagles. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, happy birthday. I mean, when we got down 21, I mean, this was a tough game to watch for me, you know. You just said, like, here we go. We're going to end up being blown out. You know, that's the feeling you get when you're down 21. And claw our way back, take advantage of a few things here and there. And then when Aubrey missed that field goal, I mean, it's a 51-yarder, but for Aubrey, that's not a big deal. When he missed that, I'm just like, man, this is just not our day. We're just, no matter how good we've kind of started to claw our way back, we're just not going to win. You know, it's just not our day. And we just kept going, and you guys missed a field goal. And then we get a touchdown. And then you guys fumble. And then we have to punt. I'm like, come on, let's get this. And then we turn it over on downs. And I'm like, man, you know, I'm thinking we're just going to lose this at the end. And so it was a tough back and forth. Like I said, we since the Raiders game, we've been on we must win. We've been must win since the Raiders game, and we even talked about I'm not gonna show up if we lose to the Raiders. You know, so if we lose to the, and that was the first game. I feel like it was a little bit of desperation. Plus, you know, we had Nealon, and that was the first home game. You know, we had the first game against the Raiders after the death of Nealon, and then that was our first home game. And I think that kind of carried us in these two or three games a little bit. And then the fact that we're in kind of desperation mode. And so everybody played well. And, you know, like I said, Aubrey missed that field goal, and I thought, man, we're just going to lose this. We're going to end up losing this. I mean, Aubrey doesn't miss field goals like that. You know, if it would have been a 60-something yarder, I'd say, okay, yeah, that's kind of a tough one. Even though he makes those, he can make those. You know, I would have been, but a 51-yarder, he doesn't miss those, you know. So overall, I mean, I just think I like Shoddy, his play calling. He uses a lot of motion. I like that he sticks with the run game no matter what. He seems to just, even if he's not getting yards, you know, and then Williams will pop it for a few yards, for maybe 10 yards or 8 yards, and then maybe a 10, 15-yarder, and then another 2 or 3. And I just like how he sticks with the run game, because, I mean, to me, that's Dak's game. You know, the play action, having a solid run game. Doesn't have to be spectacular, but a solid run game that the defense has to respect. And, you know, Dak's been playing well this year. He's had a few mistakes here and there, but, you know, good thing is that after coming into the Raiders game, after the bye week, you know, our defense has started to look better. Before they were just giving up points left and right. And even though our offense might play well, we couldn't stop them. So coming out of that Raiders game, I thought maybe this was kind of a letdown game because, you know, all the emotions and everything, and then come back home. And then, you know, we just had a miss. But overall, I was proud of, beating the Eagles, man. at the end of the game, I was like, "Happy birthday, cool."
Yeah, I was like, thanks for the birthday present, guys.
Yeah. Happy birthday from the Cowboys, man. It was great.
Right.
But during the game, I was just like, oh, man, my heart can't take this. But overall, I was proud of them. I'm glad how they showed up the first home game, like I said, after the kneeling tragedy. And it feel like that's kind of been carrying us the last two games with the Raiders in this game, helping to carry us, you know.
I will tell you, welcome to how it feels to be an Eagles fan when we win. Literally. And Sam can attest to it. But we're just going to stay with you, sir, because Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, November 27th. So here's the thing. The Cowboys take it from me, and then the Cowboys give it to me. Because if there's one team that I do not want to see have any success, this is complete hate. This is complete hate. And I understand that. It is the Kansas City Chiefs. So, Dallas, thank you for the 31-28 victory over the Chiefs. I enjoy seeing them struggle. I enjoy seeing them be bad. And I enjoy seeing them not be in the playoff picture.
They're not out yet.
So, that was very pleasing. I felt like if it had to go anyway, that was the way. So, you know, it is what it is. Sam, any thoughts on the Thanksgiving Day Cowboys game against the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this game right here was this game and the game against us were exactly why I had, concerns about the Cowboys before the season. They're a talented team, especially after the addition of George Pickens. I think that really rounded out their offense. But, now that they can kind of score points at will, they're a dangerous team, and they're going to be scary to face in the playoffs and later down the stretch for any team in the NFC. So, realistically, I think this is the kind of the Cowboys team that their fans have been waiting to see all season long, and here they are. So, we'll see if they can kind of keep some momentum going on. But realistically, two impressive games back to back against the Super Bowl contenders last year. So good statement wins for the Cowboys, I think, and really kind of what they needed to get their season back on track.
Flo, all yours, sir.
Yeah, another one of those games. And this is a tough one for me, because as you can see over here, Mahomes is a Texas Tech guy. So
yeah, so you kind of
I'm a pseudo Chiefs fan a little bit. I root for the Chiefs just because of Mahomes. I mean, the whole city of Lubbock, Texas, but roots for the Chiefs. But when it comes down to it, Cowboys, come first in my heart. So it was a tough game, but back and forth. It feels like we went back and forth, and it just when you feel like we're kind of getting the momentum, and then the Chiefs, Mahomes pulling out. I mean, he did all he could. I mean, there's a couple of times I was like, I can't believe he pulled that off, and I was like, man, he's going to end up pulling this off, And he scored a touchdown and whatnot, and at the end, and we were able to kind of run the clock out, and so that was helpful. We got the big third down. I think it was Pickens that got the big third down, and helped us kind of run the clock out. Because I feel if we would have had to give it back, he might have done enough just to get a win. So, it was a good overall win. Kind of still carrying us that momentum that we had, and another desperation game. I mean, after this game, I felt really good because you think about it, we beat back to back last year's Super Bowl contenders back to back. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, it's not like beating Atlanta or the Raiders. You beat the last two Super Bowl champions or the last two Super Bowl contenders, and so. I felt really good coming out of this game. I felt like we could carry this momentum. But the hard part is that we dug just such a hole before the bye week that, you can't afford to really lose. And so every game is kind of, this is the game. We got to win it. This is a must win for us. And so this kind of got us over the 500 because we got that one tie. So 6-5-1. This kind of got us over the hump to get us back on the winning side. And then of course with the game that you guys played also, well, I guess we'll talk about it too, but that was helpful too. I appreciate that. But yeah, so this is a great 3-game stretch. Kind of, pull me out of the depths and pull me out of the darkness that I was in. And so, yeah, 3-game stretch, and this just kind of tops it off on Thanksgiving. I had a great Thanksgiving, great meal, and a great win for the Cowboys. It was great. It was great. Because, man, Thanksgiving, if you're a Cowboys fan, you don't want to lose on Thanksgiving, man. Because everybody's coming after me, man. Everybody. Online, in person, hitting me up. How about them Cowboys? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. They come after you, man. So this is a great stretch for me, a kind of a break for me, to get a few wins, and everything's quiet. No one's texting me, calling me, tagging me. I was like, everybody's quiet. So it was good. It was great 3-game stretch for us.
I dig it. So, sir, speaking of the Bears assisting you guys, and that means that's next year on Friday. The Philadelphia Eagles, Black Friday game against the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears came into Lincoln Financial Field, and the Philadelphia Eagles left their offense at Thanksgiving. 15-24, Bears beat us. This background is mainly because of this game. This game was horribly, and I'm being nice when I say horribly, just called. Like I'm just looking at this game like, why? Like, what are we doing? And I don't blame the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles, because I think your offense has to help you, right? Your offense has to say, you know what? We're going to go out here and we're going to score some points. We're going to hold the ball some. We're going to make it easier on you, even if we're not at our best. This was a exercise in futility for just play calling, period. Just all kind of things went wrong. But there was one person that was not mad after this game. And that was number 11. Because he had 2 touchdowns and, over 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, we did jack crap. We fumbled a tush push. A bad interception from Hurts. Still can't run the ball with any real efficiency. All of our runs look to be up the middle. It's very easy to say they're going to run the ball up the middle, stop them. Not sure I know what the dysfunction is. It's the OC. But not sure how that would ever be fixed, because it's not like, we're going to do anything about what the OC's doing. He's going to continue to be the OC. We're going to put him up top, and, that's going to be better for him because we put it up top. I don't have anything else to say. Sam, anything you got, sir?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I came out of the Cowboys game very disappointed with the performance of the Eagles, and then went into the Bears game thinking, okay, we'll have a chance to bounce back, against a pretty solid Bears team. We'll catch some momentum and we'll be fine. And then I came out of this game thinking, we are screwed. 15 points scored in the last 6 quarters of football. 2 touchdowns by the offense overall. Missed another field goal in this game.
Extra point too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was 2 extra points. Or did we go for 2?
Oh, okay. Well, you went for 2, but one you missed, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, a lot of missed scoring opportunities in the last couple games. And honestly, we just keep shooting ourselves in the foot. It's just disappointing. But like Cool said, the play calling is extremely predictable. Everybody's been wanting us to force feed AJ Brown, and now we kind of see what happens. Yeah, he's scoring touchdowns, and it's awesome, but it's also handicapping the offense to a little bit. So it's just disappointing stretch of games. We got an opportunity to bounce back next week, and hopefully we can do it. But as of right now, it's tough to watch. That's for sure. Hardest 8-4 team I've ever seen to watch.
In my mind, every game's 50-50 moving forward until they show me differently. Everything's 50-50. Scrub, any thoughts on the Eagles deciding to lay down for the Bears and act like they poured baby all over to the Diddy party?
Yeah, this is a game the Eagles could get because the Bears, prior to this game, have not had a complete game. They've had stretches in games where they've been very good and very bad on both sides of the ball. They said, we're going to change that on Black Friday. Use you guys as the punching bag. I thought there were still some missed opportunities, but like they did a great job of running the ball. They got 40 runs from 2 running backs. That'll work.
Over 120 yards from those 2 backs, each 2.
Yep. Swift 125, Monangai 130.
250 yards on the ground, giving up.
Caleb Williams, 36 attempts. He took 2 sacks, but and had a pick, but like he made the plays he needed to when they needed to have him. As for the Eagles, once again, like you said, they're predictable in their play calling. They don't commit to the run. They've been force feeding AJ Brown. I'm gonna be honest, cool. Y'all need to trade AJ Brown.
I have no comment on anything until the offseason.
Well,
No comment.
well, the offseason when you have to trade.
No.
Because it's always so. Now he getting the ball, y'all still losing. It's like, and then he was complaining before he wasn't getting the ball. Y'all, I can't. Your offense coordinator need to go. Honestly, your head coach might need to go too. I might need a new head coach because it can't keep being every other year. Competent offense, incompetent offense, competent offense, incompetent offense. Like, because now we're staring down another tailspin. How? I don't understand it. The person, like, yeah, I understand some, like, yeah, players come and go, but just I look so disjointed. It's beyond comical at this point how disjointed the Eagles looking through the course of the game. Oh yeah, y'all gonna need some new safeties too. 2 new safeties. Because Cooper DeJean, he do what he can, but he limited. And then Blankenship.
Well, remember,
DeJean
is actually normally our slot corner, but we decided that he was going to be an outside cornerback for some plays in this game. And as I've been saying since we drafted him, he's not an outside corner, and he showed it he is not.
No, oh heck no.
Yeah, but in the slot, it's fine. Blankenship needs another good safety with him. I think Makuba could have been that, but Sidney Brown decided to take Makuba out. So Makuba's not playing because his teammate Friendly Fire took him down. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, and by the way, Jalen Carter's shoulders are really hurting him. We'll talk about that when we preview the game for next week.
Oh, nice. So the tailspin in full effect.
It's not quite the tailspin that people want it to be yet, though. Now,
no, it's not there yet, but I've seen
it's
it
rotating.
It can turn into it.
It
can turn into it. It's not there yet, but it could turn into it.
You see the rotation, like when you see a tornado.
It can turn into it. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying it hasn't gotten that bad yet, but it could turn into it. there's the possibility it could end up going that way. I don't think it will, but
Speaking of that,
it's
Yeah, this-
possible.
this felt like kind of like the Green Bay game, going into the third quarter, it was 10-9 or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, to your point, cool. They end up getting a touchdown, and the last two drives they had, they took about 12 minutes of game clock. So in between there, the Eagles had 3 plays and a punt. And so, like I said, to your point, the defense needs some help. They're going to get tired. They can't win it. Every time if you put them out there after, it was a minute 27, and then we're back out there again, and then Bears go down and drive another 8 plays, 63 yards, and get another touchdown. But then the Eagles come out and get a touchdown, but it seemed like I was a little too late. At that point, I think they go out there with like 3 minutes left. You're down 2 scores.
Yep.
Yeah. Came in and scored, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's not like you said. It's not spiraling yet, but you can see the rotation.
And then on Sunday Night Football, November 30th, in a way more spirited game than anticipated, I'll be honest, by me. The Commanders lose by 1. The Denver Broncos, as unfortunately I predicted, complete their season sweep of the NFC East. They beat all of us, 27-26 over the Commanders. Shout out to Washington. Marcus Mariota, and they gave it their all.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough, but they gave it their all. They looked old at the end of the game. All the things that we've been saying about Washington.
There was a couple of big drops late that weren't Mariota's fault. People want to blame Mariota, but there was a couple.
No. Yeah, drops. I think Mariota played an excellent game.
Yeah, he played good. He did what he could do. He 294 yards. He had 55 on the ground. He did his best to try and win that game. But they had 2 big drops, I think, that could have won them the game. And then they get the touchdown at the end and go for 2. I'm just like, but I mean, I get it. You want to get a W, but just kick the field goal, man. If it's a tie, it's a tie. Better than the L. It feels better, a little better. But they went for 2. I mean, I don't blame them. But man, I would have just kicked the field goal and go from there.
Try to have some Kunas, and they didn't quite have enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You should have pulled out whatever best play, 2-point conversion play you have and run that one. But I don't think that was it. But maybe they can't run it with Mariota. And so, but I feel like this game slipped away from them. I feel like they should have just gone for the tie. And maybe you get a turnover, against Denver, or something. They get a fumble, or they have to punt it back to you, and you get a field goal. But with the 2-point conversion going for it, I mean, you're saying, hey, we're going to go for it. And I feel like Washington deserved to win this game. And they just fell short.
They did everything but finish it up.
Yeah.
Scrub, your thoughts on the Commanders game, if you have any? And then we'll finish with Sam.
I think.
Yeah. Marcus Mariota played as well as he could. But I did not like this game plan because no, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like the game plan. There's no way I want Marcus Mariota with the ball in his hands more than I don't want him to pass it more than 30 times in any situation. He had 50 attempts, not including the 2-point conversion. That because here's some I know they was fast as well. They had some success. We see Marcus Mariota. We know who he is. We know what he is. The more I put the ball in his hands, the more I'm playing into the opposition's hands. And I think that caught up to them exactly on the 2-point conversion. They're gonna go for the win. They're gonna put it in his hands one more time. So what we gonna do? We're gonna go zero blitz. Let's see if they can hold up one more time. I don't want to Washington's offense versus that defense. I do not want to keep testing that over and over because at some point,
that's why I say you should have kicked
it. The only thing I will say that I think this is just me observing it. I don't know if that was the case. I didn't hear it done in the press conferences. I think the reason they went for it is because they didn't trust that defense to go on the field and to get another stop. And considering how bad their defense has been this season, I understand why you would go for it. I think they should. I thought they had some solid runs. I know it wasn't perfect, but I thought they had some solid ones with the running backs. I thought they should have ran the ball more with the backs. Not only to keep the ball out of Mariota's hands, to force Denver to actually have to respect that more. Would have probably given you, in my opinion, I think you would have had a better shot on that 2-point conversion. You run the ball more during the game than they did. Unfortunately, they went the way they went. It worked out for as long as it could, but Denver's been one like this all season. Like either they look like, dang, they should lose this game, and then they end up winning it. Because we can say what we want about Bo Nix. I can call him Tebow Nix. I can say he's a one-read quarterback, which he is. I can say that Broncos can be had, which they can be. But Bo Nix got this. And what that he got that intangible. He gonna find a way. He gonna close the game out. And Washington don't have that without Jaden Daniels. Listen. I give Washington respect. They played their hearts out. But this wasn't the game they're supposed to win anyway. And unfortunately for the game went too long. And that's how you end up 27-26.
Sam?
I actually think Marcus Mariota played a great game, or as good as you're going to get, from Mariota. I don't understand any offensive philosophy, like Scrub said, that you give Marcus Mariota 50 passing attempts and have him run the ball 10 times. Like at that point, he is the offense. So I think that's probably not the greatest idea. From an offensive play caller standpoint. And I know some of that wasn't necessarily schemed, but other than that, I mean, I think the Commanders actually played pretty well. The Broncos are a good team this year. Yes, there's been a lot of games that they probably shouldn't have won, but there's something to be said about being the team that guts it out and finds a way to win at the end of the game, right? So ultimately, did they get the win? No, but I think this was an encouraging game for the Commanders because when you get Jaden Daniels back, you have to figure he's good for at least 3 points, right? So that this is probably a win when he's back. So I think the Commanders have a little bit to look forward to. I mean, I know they're too far out for realistic playoff hopes, but maybe you catch some momentum towards the end of the season, play spoiler, and go into next year with some hope. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, as far as Mariota, I was going to comment that I think they played perfectly because everything was a short pass, and then he would run for a couple, and then he took a couple of deep shots. One was good. I think one got called back with a penalty, but that's who he is. That's how you're going to play with him. So I think it played to his strengths. Short passes and using his legs, short passes, and then take a deep shot here and there.
I'm good with that. It's just the volume of the ball in his hands. That's where I had the issue with.
I think their offensive line is not very good, so he's got to get the ball out quickly.
No. When I say the ball, I mean, once again,
you're not going to be able to run the ball either that well against that defense. So I think it played to what Mariota could do against that defense.
I mean,
short pass, get the ball out, get it out of your hands. Do a couple of big runs. He had 2 or 3 big runs.
But, I mean, the backs actually ran the ball well against them. Rodriguez had 11 for 41. McNichols 6 for 30. Crosby Merritt 4 for 20.
Yeah.
Like you, but Washington has. But this is Cliff Kingsbury's offense. He'll get away from that run game way too easily and start getting pass happy. And I think that's another reason they lost, because Kingsbury is a liability more than an asset. Because he don't know how to utilize the dang on running backs and want to go put the ball in the hand of the quarterback and won't go into that well one too many dang on times.
For reference purposes, Scrub puts Nick Sirianni and Cliff Kingsbury in the same grouping. Probably right, to be honest.
I like me some Cliff Kingsbury though.
December 1st.
I think if you ain't got the quarterback, you can't do much. I don't care, no matter how good a coach you are, how good an offense you are.
Monday Night Football. New York Giants and a surprisingly very good New England Patriots team. 33-15, Patriots over the Giants. I'm going to actually just, if anyone has any thoughts before I give Scrub the floor, you can go ahead. I'm just going to say the Patriots are, unfortunately, I have to look at the camera. The Patriots are a franchise I hate. Okay. But I have to say they're playing well. So I don't want to say anything positive about them. So, Sam, anything you would like to say? Because I don't want to say anything about the Patriots. Sam doesn't want to say anything either. My God. Flo, anything you want to say about the – oh, Sam, did you want to say something? Go ahead if you want to say something.
No, I was just going to say I don't really have a ton of comments on this. I'll let Scrub take it away.
Flo, anything you want to throw out there before you hand Scrub the floor?
Patriots got themselves a quarterback. I mean,
it helps to have one.
And they finally their two backs are healthy at the same time, so that's going to help. Even though because they had a bad running game, but yeah, they got themselves a quarterback. He doesn't have. I mean, he's got Diggs, but he's past his prime. He doesn't really have top-notch receivers. So, and he's making plays. And I mean, if you don't like New England, you don't like that Drake May is there, and their defense is pretty solid. So, New England looks like they're for real. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. They're untested, young team. They usually plays into it in the playoffs. But going into next year, even if they don't make it far in the playoffs, I mean, this is going to be one of the favorites next year, just because of how they played and how well the defense plays and how much growth May has had this year, coming into year 2. But yeah, as far as the Giants, you got Dart coming back, you got the big hit. He said that's how he plays. People criticize him for running and saying, hey, this isn't college and high school, which is true. So you can't play like that and survive for a long time in the NFL. So I get it. He's, playing tough. He's a tough kid. But yeah, he's got to get out of bounds. He can't take hits like that. He's living in that blue tent. That's not good.
Well, I'll start on that.
You screw up.
In that sequence. Yeah. Yeah, Dart, get out of bounds. These guys ain't messing around. Like, I get it. You want to get the yards. You got to be smart. Like, at some point, it's not about it. He said something about not being volleyball or like
it's football. Yeah.
Dog. It's football. They're gonna come after you. I get it. There's gonna be hits you're gonna have to take. So be it. That was not one hit you had to take. Got out of bounds. It would have been 3rd and 3. Theo Johnson, if you're going to get in the mix and defend your quarterback, actually make the damn penalty worth it. Like, this dude want to be a fake tough guy. Come in, but he ain't actually does a shove and get 15 yards. Now you're 3rd and 16. The game pretty much over because you're already down 10-0. Punt after that, then it's 17-0. Like, man.
Scrub, what's your overall thoughts on Dart? I just want to know. Do you think he is the future, or you think we got to wait and see still?
I think he needs some more seasoning. I personally wouldn't have started him this year. Like, maybe this would have been the time to start him because I
But do
would
you
start
see him
early.
as the possible
He can possibly
your
be
answer at
here.
QB, or do you think he should just keep looking and
I would scour and take another look. I'm not saying you got to draft
Okay.
the guy in the first round.
right?
I'm
So draft
just
another quarterback in the second, third round, maybe.
if there's someone worth drafting.
Okay.
I do still want to provide some.
So you don't see him as the answer ultimately necessarily right now.
Right now. I don't see him as the answer. I see him as someone who could help.
Could be, but potential. But you don't know
part
yet.
of that is he got to start protecting himself, because if he's not going to protect himself, he ain't going to be long for the league anyway. Giants can do you know what the Patriots look like? This really look like the Bill Belichick type game. Like, honestly. Like, it wasn't perfect, but they were just physical. They got the special teams their special teams was on point. Aside from this field goal, they did what they wanted special teams. The defense got after it. Offense was moving along. It looked like a team that actually had some cohesion, unlike beyond just some cohesion. That looked like, okay, we got something here. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. But Drake May, listen, I didn't think Drake May was all that. I didn't think he would be doing as well as he had. So I got to give him props. I think the biggest thing that's helping him is getting Josh McDaniels as his offense coordinator. Because one thing about Josh McDaniels, like, I know he had Tom Brady, but we've seen him work with other quarterbacks too. We saw the year he had Mac Jones, and Mac Jones actually had a solid rookie year. And then, he left, and then Mac Jones, he never seen the same guy until he got to San Fran. We've seen glimpses of that. We saw with Cam Newton, although I think they doing some sabotage with him too. That's just my opinion on it. But that having a competent offensive coordinator, a guy who actually will work to the strengths of not just the quarterback but the rest of the offense, big deal. So I think the Patriots got something, but the Giants. Listen, they 4 more games left. Luckily they got the bye, so no one will have to watch the disgrace that is the New York Football Giants. We all granted a reprieve from that, and then hopefully.
I thought you were gonna put Daniel Jones in a Colts uniform behind him.
I should have had him on that ground after what Texas did to him, but listen, the Giants, 4 games left. We'll see if they can finish the season strong. I don't think they will. I think they might win 1 game, if that. I generally think they lose out, which I kind of want, so we can get rid of this GM and just reset. I think the Giants just need a hard reset at this point, because we ain't going nowhere this year.
I'm just saying, if you go into the next draft with a high pick and a franchise quarterback already in tow, that's not the worst way to start a rebuild.
Scrub doesn't know if he's a franchise quarterback in his opinion yet.
Yeah, he doesn't know yet.
I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback yet. I think he got someone in place, but I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. I've seen some good, I've seen some bad, and I have seen this story before with the last quarterback, so I'm not ready to jump out that window.
Fair point.
All right, so
Playoff picture.
that would be our recap last 2 weeks. So we're going to go through the playoffs. There's been some changes here, so we'll get you guys updated. In the AFC, the New England Patriots are in first now at 11-2, first in the AFC East and also first overall. And we're going to do it by its place. In the NFC, Chicago Bears have now jumped to first place at 9-3, and they're first in the NFC North. So that's interesting. Second place in the AFC, the aforementioned NFC East defeaters, the Denver Broncos, at 10-2. And then over in the NFC at 9-3, the Rams are first. Second, first of the division. I mean, excuse me, second. First of the division. Sorry, first of the division. Second.
Yeah.
Overall. Thank you for that, sir.
Sorry.
In third place in the AFC, got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8-4, first in the South. Third in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles at 8-4, first in the NFC East. Been sitting at 8 wins for about 3 weeks now, so be nice for that to change to a 9. Just saying. Fourth place in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens at 6-6. In the NFC in fourth place, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and of course, they're both leading the divisions. The Ravens, the AFC North, Buccaneers, the NFC South. That's why they're the top four, because you're going to see some better records. You're going to see some better records under them. So there's going to be that. For the Chargers, fifth place, second in the AFC West. They're 8-4. Fifth place in the NFC belongs to the NFC West, ironically. Seahawks at 9-3. So 9-3 only gets you right now in fifth place if you're not first in your division, because the Buccaneers at 7-5 are still a division leader as of now. Sixth place to the at one point dominating Indianapolis Colts team. They're still 8-4. They're second in the AFC South, but not first anymore. The Packers are sixth place in the NFC, 8-3-1. They're second in the NFC North. And then seventh place. Right now, that's the Buffalo Bills at 8-4, second in the AFC East. And in the NFC, seventh place is the San Francisco 49ers at 9-4. They're third in the NFC West. So right now, the NFC West has 3 teams in. The North has 2. And of course, the East and South only have 1. It's kind of worked out. Now on the bubble. So we'll go bubble by conference. So on the bubble in the AFC, we got the Texans at 7-5, Steelers at 6-6, Chiefs at 6-6. Technically, we have some others, but I think honestly, once you get to 5-7, 4-8, you're kind of there, but you're not really.
I don't know. With that division, the Bengals, I think, are still viable.
They are, but I mean, you're 4.
The only path to winning is their division. They're not getting a wild.
Yeah, and their division is just not good. Yeah. So we'll go to eliminate teams. We got a couple of teams there in the middle, but it's like, you're not eliminated yet, but there's a good chance you're eliminated. But teams that have already been officially numerically eliminated, the Raiders and the Titans in the AFC. So we'll go over to the NFC. And there's more teams that are viable in the NFC just because of their record. So you got the Lions at 8-5. They're a team that's still, right there chomping at the bit to get in the playoffs. You've got the Panthers at 7-6. Their path probably is going to be winning the division. They are in the Bucs division. They have the same amount of wins. They just have one more loss, and this is their bye week. So see what happens with them there. You got the Cowboys at 6-1. I think they're another team that probably going to need to win a division, but they are numerically there. Once you get to like 4-8 and below, you're not technically eliminated, but there's not a strong chance. I believe
in that division, Atlanta has a slight chance, but
no.
I mean, because Carolina's 7-6 and the Bucs are only 7-5.
Yeah, but 8 losses is
you only got 4 wins, and you already have more losses than both teams. And,
technically, I get it, but
mathematically, yes, but
the Bucs got to play Atlanta, and they got to play Carolina twice, which won't be easy. And then Miami looks a lot better, even though they're not.
Probably not right? We ain't no worried about them.
Just saying.
And then the teams that have been completely eliminated so far. We've got the Cardinals, the Saints, and the Giants.
Who were eliminated last week. The first team eliminated from postseason contention, the New York Giants. The bums.
Congratulations for being
Technically, the whole NFC East is still alive.
We couldn't even make it to Thanksgiving.
Except for
getting eliminated.
My bad.
That's how bad the Giants is.
But Washington's still not eliminated.
And Washington done too.
Yeah, they have 9 losses.
I mean, and you talked about Washington, when Daniels comes back. I say you just sit it, man. Don't even take a chance. There's no reason to bring him back.
They have 9 losses. Like you have.
That's what I'm saying. There's no reason to bring him back.
Yeah.
I think
it's just a matter of the mathematics catching up to him.
I think they're going to play him, but I think they should just.
They're going to play him next week.
If he's actually healthy, play him. But if there's any question about the elbow, I'm not even taking a chance.
Yeah, they're going to play him this week.
Caution with him.
I'm with you. I don't think there's any scenario where they should play him unless you're at a point where you have a legitimate chance to make it back in the playoffs.
They're not eliminated, but still.
Well, yeah. Learn from your mistakes in the past. RG3 ruined his career.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he actually is good and there's no ill effects, you play him.
Of course, his ownership doesn't know any of that necessarily. They do historically, but
beyond that, I can't take if there's any question, I gotta hold him out because he's too valuable.
Yeah, you gotta sit him, man. In my opinion.
There's nothing to play for. He's been a little injury prone. There's really no reason to play him, but they've said they're going to start him. So at least that's what I read. I wonder how
Couch feels about that, Coach.
Maybe he'll be able to hop on next week and we can get some insight from Couch.
Yeah, you need to ask him if you get a chance. How does he feel about Jaden coming back and starting at this point? I don't know if that's smart.
Yeah. I don't think it is, but I'm not the guy.
But how are we feeling about this playoff picture for real? Because
which side?
And which side y'all want to start?
Wherever y'all want to start.
I'll start with the AFC. I think the Texans are going to win the division.
Oh, okay.
I think the Colts going to end up missing. I think I think the Bills might end up missing too. I know it don't look pretty until they're mathematically eliminated. I can't write off the Chiefs, but it don't look good. But with the time,
I'm writing the Chiefs off.
Yeah, I'm not right.
Well, I know you. I know why you write them off. But no, seriously, I thought when CJ came back, they beat the Colts. I think the Colts gonna end up tail spinning out the playoffs because they've done this the past few years. They've had chances to make the playoffs late in December, and they fumble the bag. And I think it's going to end up happening again. Daniel Jones is playing hurt. I think plantar fasciitis or something. It's definitely a lower extremity injury. The fact he's playing.
It has nothing to do with the fact that Scrub's a Giants fan at all.
Honestly, it don't. I genuinely after that loss, something I'm like, the Colts they gave me the sense of the team that's just going to miss the playoffs. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll be here and say I'm wrong. But
it's kind of, for me, I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's hard when you have the best performing running back in the league that you can lean on for them to completely just miss the playoffs.
Well, that's what
but I mean, with the best performing back, dog, they lost some games they could have won, but they take them away. Taylor had a decent game. He had 20 occasions for 84 yards, but a lot of those yards came from the last drive. They shut him down.
Yeah, 84 yards. They need more than that from him for them to be successful.
Yeah, I agree with you, Scott. I think they might miss the playoffs. They got Jacksonville twice, Seattle, San Francisco, and Houston. That's a tough 5 games. And if you end up tying with the Chiefs, they got the tiebreaker on you.
That's a scary thing.
So I think the Colts may end up missing the playoffs. I think you're right. We'll see.
All I know is it's crazy that the Bears and the Jaguars are in the playoff picture. Just insane to think about that.
The
They're not
defense-
only in the playoff picture, but they're number 1 and number 3 respectively. It's just crazy.
Jacksonville is
17 all
AFC,
over.
is the Eagles of the AFC. Their defense is playing great, and their offense is just hit and miss.
Because they got Eli Manning 2.5 out there. And no, he is not a
He got
better
a bigger
model
neck,
than
though. He got a bigger neck.
he got a bigger neck, but he is not a better model. Listen, sunset, not sunshine. Sunset. That's all. He gonna be the reason the Jags either miss the playoffs or get pounced out in the wild card. I do not trust that.
Is that the Texans? Is that the Texans division? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I don't know. It's gonna be tough. That last spot in the AFC is gonna be up. I mean, that's gonna be. They're gonna be like 3 teams fighting for that last spot. 3 or 4 teams. I think it'll be KC, Pittsburgh, maybe even the Ravens, depending on what happens this weekend. Pittsburgh might jump back up to 4th place from 9th if they beat the Ravens, and Baltimore will be sitting down there. So, yeah, that number 7, I think is gonna be a dogfight to get that last
Or
playoff
number
spot
7, like
between Chiefs, Pittsburgh, and Ravens, and Houston, possibly Buffalo.
I think the only for the North teams, their only path is the division. They're not making the what? No North teams.
Whoever wins the division is going to win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Pittsburgh wins, then they've got the upper hand.
Yeah, but I don't think the AFC North is getting a wild card team.
Oh no, whoever wins that division. That's why I think Cincinnati's still viable.
They're viable, but they're a long shot. I see them playing more spoiler than anything else. And they got the perfect team to spoil because they're gonna play the Bills.
They got Baltimore still. They got Baltimore coming up, and they already.
Yeah, I know they got to play Baltimore one more time,
and they beat them once.
Listen, someone's gonna get spoiled because of these boys.
I'm just saying. I could see the Bengals getting in.
The question is who's getting the 1 seed.
Yeah, I think New England's got the 1 seed locked up because their schedule is pretty easy. They got a pretty easy schedule coming up, easier than the rest of the.
I think the
AFC
need the 1 seed though.
Yeah, I think
the teams
Patriots
in the AFC, the Broncos need the 1 seed. I don't think they could go on the road.
Yeah, the Broncos do need the 1 seed, but I don't think they're gonna get it. I mean, they got Buffalo, so they could lose that game. So it depends what Denver does. So if they lose that game to Buffalo,
ain't no worried about no dang on Buffalo.
I'm just saying that's a division game. You never know with those, and Buffalo's fighting for a spot. So I can see Buffalo winning that game, and then they could probably beat Baltimore, and then they got the Jets and Miami. So depending on what Denver does, I think that
Buffalo a sorry good team.
Patriots got that locked up. They might have that locked up pretty much unless they just fall apart. Because they got Las Vegas. They do got because Denver's got Las Vegas, but then they got Green Bay, Jacksonville, Kansas City, and Chargers. That's a tough slate right there.
Yeah.
They could lose 2 of those easily.
And then the NFC. the Bears. It's all your fault, cool. How you let the Bears beat y'all like that, dog? How you let the Bears come to the lake and beat y'all?
I think the Bears might miss the playoffs.
You think the Bears might miss?
Yeah. Oh, wow. I don't trust their offense. Because they got Green Bay twice, San Francisco and Detroit. Their only easy one is Cleveland, but Cleveland's got a great defense. So I could see them losing 3 of those last 5 games.
I think
what's crazy is if you look at NFL.com, their probability for making the playoffs is actually lower than the Packers.
So I'm saying they got a tough slate coming up.
They do, but
and their offense isn't great, but their defense is kind of carrying them.
Well, once again, they have been very up and down through the course of the game. They finally had the first complete game, and even then they missed some opportunities.
Those two Green Bay games is going to tell whether they make the playoffs. If they lose one or both,
one won't break them. Two
will. One won't. But then if San Francisco and Detroit, they're going to be vying for playoff spot probably.
But Green Bay ain't got it easy either because they got to play the Bears twice. They got to play the Broncos, the Ravens, and the Vikings.
Yeah, it all depends. These last 5 games are going to be tough. Who loses less games? Because it's going to be a tough slate for both of them. And Green Bay's only one game behind or half a game because they got that tie. So
I think that our team out's going to end up being the Lions.
I could see Green Bay passing the Bears, and then possibly Detroit passing the Bears, and then they're the last ones out. They're getting that.
I think the Lions losing to Green Bay on Thanksgiving is going to end up being their undoing.
Could be.
Because I still see the Rams winning their division.
We got to win out.
Get that first wild card.
So we have to win out and then have a couple people help us out. Have Detroit, San Francisco, or Green Bay help us out by losing a few.
I said it at the start of the season. I only had one team out the NFC East going to the playoffs, and that was whoever won the division.
I mean, there's always Eagles total collapse. That would be great.
You see, I would
actually happens.
I would have leaned more to that if y'all actually beat Detroit, but y'all didn't.
Yeah,
I'll say
that was
we're gonna
tough,
wait a couple of weeks because I think it's going to be a lot of fluctuation in the next week or two on who's in, who's out, who's where. So I think we've got I don't want to say a clear picture, but a premature picture. Because there's a lot of teams that are going to play each other, and teams are going to knock teams out. Teams are going to ascend or kind of drop. So I think that we're going to get a lot of movement in the next couple of weeks. As far as maybe somebody's a division winner and they end up being a wild card, in the next couple of weeks. Maybe somebody's out of the playoffs. They only can win a division they squeeze in. So I think I like where we're at, but I think it's going to be a lot of movement. So I'm not too hung up on who's where. It's more wins for me, wins and losses. So those teams that get the wins, they'll be all right.
I just need the Eagles to lose to the Chargers and the Buffalo.
You're going to get in trouble. Of course you do, man.
Because those are the only two that should beat you or could have a chance to beat you.
I will never be.
You don't lose to those two.
Really, if we win the other 3 and lose those 2, it's still not going to be enough to really help you guys out.
I mean, if you have 6 losses, we have 6 losses. Y'all probably need to lose to Washington, but. That's why I think you guys got it locked up, unless y'all, like I said, there's a total collapse. I mean, you got the division locked up. Even if you lose 3 games.
Listen, all the
Eagles you lose 2 games. Sorry, you lose 3 games, then you open the door. But if you
still a lot to play. Like I said, in about 2 weeks, we'll have a better, clear picture on what's going on with a lot of this, I think. But it's fun to talk about a little bit now, just to, where we're at. All right, guys, we got a couple of games.
All right,
come to preview this week, and one game that has happened. So on Thursday, December 4th, Dallas Cowboys faced the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Detroit got the 44-30 win. I'm going to abstain from the conversation here because I'd love to hear what Flo has to say about his Dallas Cowboys and kind of what he saw.
Oh, you want me to go first, or are you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I think the defense showed some vulnerability. I think they we're lacking on the edges a little bit. So it was all about clogging up. Hey, let them clog up the middle. They can't pass rush us on the edge. As long as you can golf a little help. Chipping on the edges will be fine here and there. So they gave Goff enough time. He wasn't pressured enough, and so that's kind of our Achilles heel right now. If you have a solid offensive line or you have a solid game plan, I think we stopped the run pretty well. We're still doing that pretty well. I know Montgomery had 60 and Gibbs had 43, but he had the 3 touch. Both of them had 4 touchdowns between them. So that was kind of the red zone scoring for that, and so. Yeah, our defense is struggling. Still a work in progress. I think Jadeveon Clowney was hurt. I don't think he played any downs. Ravel, the rookie, is struggling a little bit. And I don't know what's up with Diggs. We can't get a lot of information. Though. Is he coming back or what's going on? So the back end is still struggling. If we can't get any pressure, then yeah, they can't cover long enough, and so that's what's going to happen. But the offense is still playing pretty well. I think what really killed us is CD was having a great game, 121 yards, and then he got knocked out, with a concussion.
Yeah.
I think if CD stays in the game, we have a better chance of winning that game. He was really playing well, and I think that's kind of hurt us big time, and it's going to hurt us a little bit in the next game. It's the Vikings, but I don't think he's going to play. Probably going to be in a concussion protocol, and so he might have missed 2. I don't know. It all depends, but yeah, CD getting knocked out was big for us. Flournoy came in and got 115 yards for us, but I mean, he had that one wide open touchdown. I mean, he's a solid, I think it's his second year. He's a solid wide receiver for us, but he's a third, wide receiver 3. He's not really a 1 or a 2. And so Lamb being knocked out really hurt us. And then of course Pickens. People say, he wasn't trying, but there's a play early on that he gets his shoulder pulled way behind him. And I think he was injured. I don't think he could reach out and grab some of that stuff. But that's just me. I don't know. He may miss a game. It may come out that he misses a game. I don't know. Maybe he's okay. He's thin and rarely. Maybe he's flexible that way. But he seemed like he really fell on the shoulder awkwardly. And then after that, he didn't really reach out for balls and aggressive grabbing balls. And that could have been he's just being lackadaisical. I mean, it could be. But he may have just been injured and trying to tough it out. That's my opinion. But, yeah, this wasn't a good game for Pickens. And with CD going out, that didn't help us at all. But I'm optimistic. If we can win out, we can't lose the game. If we lose any games, we're done. So we have to win out to even have a shot and then have a little help from some other teams. But, yeah, I'm optimistic about the future next year if we miss the playoffs. But, I mean, it'd be nice to make it this year. But we definitely need to win out and get some help from some other teams. A little disappointing, though. Very disappointing.
Fair enough. All right. Sam anything you want to add there, sir?
Nothing really. Flo pretty much covered all my thoughts I would have gotten out.
All right. Listen, tell Jake Ferguson stop fumbling dang on ball.
I know
he I need him in fantasy because
he fumbles it, man. He tries too hard, but he can't hold on to the ball. I said, man, just go down, dude. Every time he tries to get extra yards, I'm always like, don't fumble the ball.
I thought late in the game they
and sometimes he'll get extra yards and it's a great play, but then sometimes he'll fumble it. I'm just like,
I think they also screwed y'all late in the game.
Yeah, that offensive pass.
Yeah, that like offensive pass interference.
Yeah, that was bogus. Yeah, and then we had that PI late. It was offsetting penalties and that kind of
that definitely didn't help.
But those 2 plays go the other way. Maybe we tie the game, maybe we go to overtime. But CD really going down, I think, was the big key for us struggling down the stretch. Because it's basically turned into a shootout.
Struggling
if we had CD, we could probably score another touchdown or so.
But even with that, listen, you guys got to just hold on to the ball better because 2 picks.
I mean, I don't put those on Dak.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm talking about your wide receivers. They got to do a better job. Because when they do a better job, those picks don't happen.
Yeah.
The second one is kind of more so just game over anyway, but
yeah, the
5 sacks.
Yeah.
And the time when they came.
That left side, we got a guy. We don't have our starter over there. It's Nathan Thomas is coming down for Tyler Guyton.
Yeah, that first sack he gave up was
so that left side is vulnerable with Nathan Thomas at left tackle.
The
So
sack
that-
is
that-
near the
that's
goal
what
line, and
it is.
then that one was the bad one. The one he gave up and looked inside. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you need Guyton back.
Yeah, we need Guyton back, man. We'll see. Hopefully he can play this week. I mean, if he doesn't play this week, I think we could be okay against the Vikings, but for the sure, hopefully we get him back for the next week. We're going to need him.
I just want to touch on Jared Goff real quick and we can move on. Because
Okay.
this guy had been playing like some hot, like the numbers look good, but like you watch his game, he was looking like some hot garbage for the past few weeks. This week, he apparently he remembered that J-Mo is actually a receiver he can go to. We know how he get down with St. Brown, and then heck, the rookie Tesla got a CD too.
Yeah.
He actually started spreading the dang on ball around. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you don't make Goff tap dance back there, he can do pretty well. He gets in a rhythm. You got to get Goff off his spot a little bit, make him a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's very stationary.
Yeah,
it also looked like he was finally off the dang on bottle because he was playing. Like my man who is alive said would say he was playing drunk. It certainly looked that way. About time.
All right. So we'll move on here. Next, we have a couple of previews. Of course, the Giants are off this week. We've got the Washington Commanders. 3-9 will be going to Minnesota to play the 4-8 Vikings. And based on the information I've been provided, I've been told that they're going to go ahead and play Jaden Daniels this week. So we got Daniels in this matchup. Guys, who do we think is going to win this game? Scrub, I'll start with you.
Can they both lose?
They both lose. They can tie. Maybe a tie.
Is McCarthy Brackers going to be Brosmer again? I think it's going to be Brosmer again. I don't think McCarthy's healthy. That means
Commanders probably going to win this game.
Probably Commanders. I hope they lose, but I mean, when your offense is completely inept, not like they weren't exactly great with McCarthy there, but Brosmer, he not good. He is gutter trash. After what I saw last week,
that boy bad.
That boy bad.
And
not that kind of bad though.
That's what we're gonna say. That boy bad.
Yeah,
that boy bad.
And as much as I like Brian Flores and how he calls
the real bad,
the real kind of bad.
He can't hold because they saw like it happened last week. They couldn't hold up forever against the Seahawks because offense didn't help them out in any way.
I think the
same thing here.
Yeah, I think the Commanders' offense is going to help the Vikings a little bit. They're kind of inept at times.
Yeah, but I don't think. Unfortunately, the Vikings' offense isn't going to help themselves.
That's true. Yeah, I see the Commanders winning this game. Cool. I think it might be close because they're on the road, but I think Commanders pull this out.
Yeah, I got the Commanders winning this one too.
Yeah,
and then we have Monday Night Football. I mean, it's hard to tell about this game because there's a lot of moving pieces. Jalen Carter's having a procedure on both of his shoulders, so he's not going to be playing.
Is he out for the season?
No.
His shoulders? Oh, okay.
He's week to week.
Oh, okay.
I think he's going to miss multiple weeks, but we play the Raiders after this week, so we should be okay against the Raiders. I feel like, but
yeah,
we got that. We don't know for certain if Justin Herbert's going to play because he had a issue with his left hand. He had surgery.
Yeah,
and he's saying he's going to play, but I mean, there's not a player that says I'm not going to play. but
He's
the
probably gonna make a
organization
full-time decision.
and the coaching staff and the medical staff going to really clear this guy, let him go play less than a week after having hand surgery, or a week after having hand surgery, not even a full week. We'll see. I'll operate under the assumption that based on what we know as of now, I'll just assume he's going to play, right? Just it's safe to just assume he's going to play. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. I'll assume he's going to play. He hasn't been having the most fantastic season. I have him in one of my fantasy leagues. Thankfully, in that league, I also have Matthew Stafford because it's a 2-quarterback league. So Stafford's been picking up the slack for the lackluster performances that are, that have been coming from Herbert this year. I think every game with the Eagles is 50-50 for the rest of the season. Doesn't matter who they're playing. It's my team. I'm gonna say we figure out a way. I think that's 50-52 to be honest.
Really?
I mean, if you're not going to score, everything's 50-50. If you're not going to score against teams, then it's going to be hard to beat guys. So I think everything's 50-50. I think this is, of course, one of the games left. I think the defense will be able to do enough to pull out a win this week against the Chargers with Herbert. Without Herbert, I think it makes it a little bit easier, but we can't let our guard down at all because it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. We've got we have our own guys that are out. Makuba's out for the rest of the season. Like I said, Friendly Fire's taking him out. Not 100% sure about Jalen Phillips. He's missed some practices, so not 100% sure until those last, injury reports come out. Well, I assume, some of those guys are going to play. And going to pick the Eagles, but it'll have to be based on what we've been doing a low-scoring game. We're going to need to hold them to 21 or under to have a chance to win based on what I've been seeing. We have the possibility to do that. It'll just depend on how good the defense is playing this week. And also if the offensive coordinator decides to finally get his head out of his yas and actually call some good plays. He's supposed to be moving to the booth so he can see the field. That's going to supposedly help him call the game better. I have no comment on that. I'm just letting y'all know what
you heard
happened. Yeah. All right, Flo, we'll go with you, and then we'll end with Scrub. Who you think's going to win?
Yeah, I mean, with a compromised Herbert, I think that gives you the edge of just slightly. Herbert being compromised, he's been hit or miss. I think the big thing, knowing Harbaugh as the coach, you got Amari and Hampton coming back, and so him and Vidal, I think they're going to go heavy run, do a lot of ball control, and keep Herbert out of harm's way. And I think that's going to help them keep this game close. You guys are on the road, but I feel like you guys can pull this out. I'm hoping you lose. I mean, I'll be rooting for you to lose. You know that. I'll be rooting for y'all to lose. But you guys played pretty good on the road, except for that Giants game. You guys went pretty good on the road. And then, of course, the last Dallas game. But for the most part, you guys have been pretty good on the road. And the defense has been carrying you. So as long as, you can make a few stops and not let them kind of, keep your defense on the field for long stretches, I think you can pull this out. I think the Eagles will win, but I'll be rooting heavily against you. But you guys will probably pull this out.
Scrub and then Sam will finish us off.
Man, I do not like the Wall Chargers. I think they've been from the moment I first saw them to that like they are fool's gold. Not just like as an organization, they are just fool's gold. I don't like the Eagles either, but that's because y'all we in the same division. Beyond that, seriously, I think if Herbert, they hold Herbert on, they start Trey Lance, I think the Chargers will win. I actually think this is a game they'd have a better chance if they just go with Trey Lance. If they do go with Herbert, they win, of course.
So wow.
I don't know. I think
They're definitely running the ball.
I'm saying for this week because after having the surgery, I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't chance it if this is a guy you
I think
believe
it's similar to Rodgers' surgery, and he missed one game.
Yeah,
and I think Herbert was worse.
Rodgers should even came back because
I'm just saying he missed one game.
No, I know he missed one game. He should have played against the Bills. Because he ain't do nothing there either.
It's those magic mushrooms that Rodgers is taking. He heals faster.
Right. But yeah, I'm expecting Herbert to play, so I think the Eagles actually pull this out.
We all know the mushroom man.
But like Will said, there ain't no guarantees with this team because if there's ever a time for the Eagles to play a complete game, it would Monday night would be a great time. I even if you they're gonna need something. You're gonna need something. I know the offense, but special teams got to show up.
I think if they lose here, the spiral gets a little faster, and if they lose to the Raiders, you're in full spiral.
Well, we know.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm just saying that does happen.
I think this is a game the Eagles going to need something big from special teams. I'm not even saying they got to get a return touchdown or even force a turnover, but just where you look back in the game like, yo, special teams did their job. You got to have one of them kind of games.
Yeah. Who's Slim Shady? Who's the real Sam Shady?
I really don't have a ton to add here. Honestly, I think the Chargers. I think this game is honestly probably one of those games that I think the Eagles really need to win. Just because I believe the Chargers are a good team, and it's kind of a statement win to get you back on track. Much like the Bears game I thought last week, but if the offense does what they did the last couple of weeks, regardless of who the Chargers start at quarterback, I don't think we're going to win this game. The Chargers offense has consistently put up pretty solid performances, despite the fact that Herbert's kind of been spotty. So, there's a reason why they've got 8 wins this season. And we definitely should not be taking this game lightly because very quickly here we could be watching the Cowboys nipping at our heels for a playoff spot. So, we really got to win this one and make it count. So, that's kind of all I really got. We got to play a complete game. The offensive play calling has to get better. So hopefully this move to the booth actually does yield results. If it doesn't, then hopefully they start really considering what they need to improve upon, because I don't know that you can go into 2026 with this play calling the way it is right now, or even make a deep playoff run this season. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this game goes. If it's more of the same, then it's time to make a change.
The short answer is everything. We need to improve on everything.
Like this season, make a change?
Yeah. I think,
really?
At some point you have to, if you're Nick Sirianni, take over play calling. I mean, realistically,
he's never done that.
I just want to say, I think Nick Sirianni taking over play calling is just as bad or worse.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's the problem.
I do agree with that.
I honestly think that he still has a lot of input.
Maybe you can't be anywhere.
That's why it's so stagnant. But if you would like to see my thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles, cheap plug, if you go to youtube.com/@Eagles Elite Podcast, check out the last episode. We talked about our feelings about play calling and how we feel things are going there. So just a cheap pop if you want to, get my more feelings. I'm not going to rehash these things and, put myself in that set of memories I don't want to rehearse again on here. Let's just say that. So hey guys, another episode of NFC Beast. Covered the last 2 weeks. Of course, last week Thanksgiving, so we weren't able to make things work. Please make sure that you follow everybody. Me and Flo are shamelessly plugging ourselves all week. Because it's right there. Flo just did his. I'm going to slide mine up there too. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Shady Sports. All things football. Several leagues covered. So a lot of good information there about different leagues, not just the NFL. And Sam will remind there's plenty of other football besides the NFL. And Scrub Zero, of course. Once you hit him up on Scrubs, it's Scrub Zero. You know, I was going to end it by saying make sure that you're checking on people that your friends, people that have lost. It's a tough time of year for people who, you know, have going through loss, whatever that may be, sibling, spouse, child, parents, close family member, you know, close friend. It's easier to just, you know, check on people, maybe spend 30 minutes, an hour, video chat with them, than, you know, have to put on a suit and go say your final goodbyes. And sometimes just a conversation can change how someone's feeling and, you know, what they're thinking and what their next moves are. And it is always, it's never where you start. It is always where you finish. We will see you back next week. We'll be talking a couple of games that happened, of course, some previews and seeing the ever-changing playoff picture in the NFC. Who knows? In the AFC, and who knows? We have some other things to talk about. So I think this week.
Hey, check us out. Sunday
Anything
Surge
like that?
tomorrow. We'll have a Sunday Surge, me and Canteen. After the afternoon games, right before Sunday Night Football. Wrap up the day's action, talk about Sunday Night, Monday Night Football. Check us out at The Bottom Line Sports on YouTube and Facebook. Appreciate it.
You know, on my channel, it's going to be me and my guy. We're going to do all day football, although because
You still doing that all day thing?
Yeah, but it's peak season, so I'm only going to be doing the 1 o'clock games. My man should be holding it down for the rest of the time.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I'll be watching games.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm only worried about one game tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, while we're here giving out cheap plugs, you know, shout out. I wanted to shout out our second channel. We launched a second channel recently to specifically focus on live sports for free, completely legal streams. So not kind of like the bootleg streams where you hop on and they get kicked off 5 minutes later. So we recently streamed Karate Combat 58, and then we've been restreaming a lot of college sports. So if you're a fan of any sort of live sports, hop over there, Shady Sports Network live events. You know, hit us with a subscribe, hit us with a like. You know, check out the sports. We've got lots of free content on there as well.
Guns up tomorrow. Let's win the Big 12. Texas Tech.